Jungkook threw a vase on the floor angrily and grabbed his collar, fuming with anger while the man was on his knees, fearing his life. You're freaking sorry can't undo the loss. Get out of here and never show your face to me if you want to stay alive. He pushed him while the manager ran in an attempt to save his life. Jungkook looked at the secretary who was standing hanging his head low as his heart was beating fast, fearing this man standing in front of him. Hire another manager by tomorrow. He nodded and left from there while Jungkook kicked a chair. Annyeonghaseyo, my name is Kim Wayan. You said with a slight smile while the secretary took a glance of you before checking your documents. Why did you leave your previous job? You looked down and bit your lower lip, preparing yourself to give the honest answer because you hate lies, and that was one of the causes you ended up losing your job. I was fired by the CEO. He looked at you stunned. Fired? What was the reason? I can't tell you that. I'm sorry. He was in a dilemma. One side he has to hire a manager by today itself, and out of all the candidates he suits the best, but then this backstory made him quizzical. He doesn't want to do any mistake in picking up the new manager, or else he'll be the next one to get fired from the job. Did you mess up with work? I never do that. It was a personal reason. He sighed and nodded. Wait here for some time. I'll have some words with the CEO and I'll let you know. You nodded. Seems like you all want to rest from today. I need to hire new people. The secretary shook his head. Sir, we are trying. He paused when Jungkook crawled. I don't try. I want the perfection. And if you can't do that, you are just a waste. We found one candidate and her work performance is excellent, but Jungkook raised his brow when he paused. But she was fired by the CEO from her previous company. Give me her resume. Jungkook seems interested to know the cause. The secretary passed him the resume. Jungkook joined his brows as he looked at your photo attached with the resume. You looked familiar to him and he was quite mesmerized by your picture. What was the reason? He said without taking his eyes off of your picture. She doesn't tell the reason. Jungkook looked at him. Doesn't? He nodded. She said it was personal. A grin appeared on Jungkook's face. He was already impressed. Call her in my office. He bowed and left while Jungkook looked at your picture again. Why is it so familiar? This way. You nodded and entered inside when he opened the door. The moment you walked inside the office, Jungkook couldn't take his eyes off of you. You raised an eyebrow when you felt like he wasn't really paying attention and staring at you. Sir, she's the one. He informed him while Jungkook got up from his chair and walked towards you, sliding his hands inside his pockets. Miss Kim Wayan. It's Kim Wayan. He let out a slight chuckle. Impressive. He frowned, unable to get his word. Sorry? He inhaled and walked towards his chair before sitting on it. Sit down, Miss Kim Wayan. Seems like the interview is gonna take time. You sat on one of the chairs. So you wanna get this job, right? Yes, I think that's why I came here. He chuckled seeing your attitude. He was quite impressed with it. You look interesting. By the way, why did you get fired from your previous job? For doing something I should have, but it was against the respect of the CEO, so he fired me. He raised his brow. And what was that? He crossed the line between an employee and boss. I just showed him his right place. In other words, I did something which he'll gonna remember till his last breath and would never eye on other women like that. I'm assuming that you are understanding what I mean. He laughed a little. The secretary was shocked because he has probably never seen him ever smiling. I heard that you refused to give answer to this question in the interview, then how you changed your mind so that this thing never happen again? He chuckled. You were working on the secretarial position, right? Yes. Join in as the secretary from today onwards. The secretary looked at him shocked. Our interview is not for the managerial position. I always look for potential staff. Mr. Lee would take the manager's position. Do you have any problem with that? He said, looking at the secretary while he lowered his head. No. Jungkook smiled and looked at you. Good luck for your new job, Miss Kim Wang. Coffee. You said extending the cup of coffee you bring for him and yourself. He looked at the cup and then at you. I don't drink coffee. Oh, I didn't know. He took the cup from your hand. You smiled while he could feel his heart skipping a beat. He was not understanding why he was feeling this way for you. Are we going to the Kim Enterprises? He nodded, starting the engine. Let's finish the meeting there. You nodded. Everyone stood up in their places when Jungkook entered the room. The CEO of Kim Enterprises honored him as Jungkook is known to be the king of business world. The thing he touched turned into gold. That's how much power he holds, and that's why everyone fears him. It's an honor to have you, Mr. Jungkook. Thank you for accepting our proposal. Jungkook sat on his chair while you stood beside him. Everyone was surprised to see the new secretary. The ratio of shares would be 80-20, and my company will take the guarantee of success. Rest my secretary talk about the other terms and conditions. Mr. Kim looked tensed. In fact, everyone seems to worry about his this sudden condition. 80-20? This is not even fair, Mr. Jungkook. He paused when Jungkook shot him his gold glare. Seems like you have no idea how I work. If Solon project makes $10,000 million, the largest share will go to the John Construction. If you accept this condition, then only this collab can be done, or else let's call it off. They gulped. Of course, it's a loss for them, but working with John Construction not only brings them wealth but the fame and power to get thousands of opportunities, and this would be far more beneficial. Can we get some time to come up with a decision? Jungkook got up. By evening. Made up your minds, or else this project will end here. He walked away from there while you followed. $80-20 doesn't really sound fair though. He looked at you. Those golden opportunities after that won't be free. He walked inside the elevator while you were amazed by his mind. Now you started to understand why he is known as the king of the business world. Wow, I'm seriously having a complete new experience working with you. Feel like I'm learning business now. He chuckled and looked at you. What was wrong with the previous one? He scrunched your nose, which he finds so attractive. That man was a jerk. I told you already, a complete womanizer. His jaws tensed up. Did he try to harass you? You looked at him. He tried to make an attempt, but ended up regretting because he forgot he messed up with the wrong woman. I don't think he would even pass his gene to his next generation. He laughed. The guy completely forgot his character. That's how much you impacted him. The driver was looking at you through the mirror and was completely shocked by Jungkook's behavior. You are seriously impressive. You smiled. I hear it a lot, not a new thing. He poked his inner cheek with his tongue. Is that so? You nodded. Who has guts to point a finger at John Construction? Who did this? He roared, making everyone gulp. This is definitely done by master builders. They were after that sole project, but since Kim Enterprises accepted our contract, they have been finding ways to downgrade John Construction based on the incident happened in 2007. Make sure they won't be able to open their mouths again. And if you don't able to do that, I'll make sure you all will never be able to walk properly. The image of John Construction should be spotless and always on the top. This empire is owned by me and I'm going to be the king until the end. The door opened and you came inside, but when you saw a gang of mafias looking men inside the office, you looked at Jungkook. His expressions completely changed into normal ones. I will come later. You were about to leave, but Jungkook called. You don't have to. He looked at the man and signed them to leave. You shifted aside as they all left. You are late today. My cab arrived late. I'm sorry for that. You don't have a car? You shook your head. Not now, but in future I'll sure get. By the way, you have a meeting in an hour, so we have to leave for that. He nodded. You looked at Jungkook shocked. Is this for me? He smiled and gave a nod. You again looked at the car completely astonished, as you never even dream of having such an expensive car in your lifetime, and this man has already got it for you. I can't take it. I mean, I'm okay with cabs and all. This is too expensive for my personality. He walked near you. You are the secretary of the biggest corporation. This is nothing compared to your personality. He looked at the car. This man literally brought you the same car he rides for you the second he hears you use a cab to come to work. Although I still feel like this is too much compared to what I should get, but I'll take it for you. He smiled. The more you get friendlier around him, the more he is falling for you. For me, you flashed him a beautiful smile and nodded, making him smile. Thank you so much. The paperwork has been successfully done. When will the construction start? He said, giving him the file. From tomorrow onwards, I don't like delaying the work. You smiled. Another secret of your stable success. Let's go for dinner tonight? He asked directly, but you bit your lower lip, making him raise his brow. Do you have any other plans? Well, I have to go somewhere, so I won't be able to join. I'm sorry. Something important? Kind of. Sorry, I can't tell you because it's personal. This did light up a spark of jealousy inside him because you don't give him the importance he wants from you. Okay. So you left a job? That was one of the biggest company. Yes, but the CEO was a jerk, so I joined in another one. You came on a blind date that your mother has set for you, although you were never interested in any of the guys you went on dates before, but he seems interesting and your vibes were kind of matching. Wow, so where are you working right now? He asked curiously. I joined the John construction. He looked surprised. Whoa, for real? That's like getting your hands on a golden fortune. You chuckle. Just luck, but it's true. But the CEO is another version of Hitler. I've heard that he's even more dangerous than that. His anger issues are all over famous. For real? I don't think it's true. He's such a nice guy. He was shocked to hear that. Did you meet him? I'm his secretary. He choked on his water. Are you okay? You said, passing him a tissue. He looked at you with wide eyes. So the new secretary is you? You nodded. I can't believe. Do you know this hotel is owned by that man? You don't know about it. Really? Whoa, I didn't know. Jungkook came in the restaurant for some work purpose as he has a private meeting with his father. He was going when his eyes fell on you. His jaws tensed up when he saw you with a guy. He could feel the jealousy taking control over him. The way you were talking and laughing with that guy making his blood boil. He wanted you all to himself. He already claimed you as his the moment he saw you.